What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Exciting day, long awaited for me. Gonna be starting a pretty cool project here. I've got a, I don't remember what it is, 84, 86, I think it's 84, Jeep Scrambler. So about to get it pulled into the shop and kind of wrap my head around where I want to start, and then I'll give you guys kind of a lowdown of what we're gonna do to this thing. So let me get the camera set up, get some stuff moved around, and get this thing pulled into one of the bays. Okay, so what do we got here? It's an 84. I did check, it's an 84 Scrambler. And unlike what we normally do here, where we blast something and then send it down the road, I'm actually going to be doing most of, if not overseeing, all of the full restoration on this thing. So tearing it down, blasting it, sealing it with epoxy, taking it to the paint shop, reassembly, new wiring harness, checking the brake lines, fuel lines, yada yada yada, the whole nine. So from start to finish, I'll oversee this whole project, and I'm going to try and document as much as I can for myself and my portfolio, but also for the owners, so they have some sort of record of everything that's been done to it, and they can, you know, if they do decide to sell it, they can say, hey, look, here's proof that something was done to it. Here's the, you know, footage of it. So anyway, off the bat, we know we're going to have some work to do here on the fenders, here in the rockers. This is pretty common on Jeeps. Some floor pan rot. We're going to try and source a lot of new, old, original, I don't know what you want to call it. They're not going to be new, but, you know, original stuff like seats. The top needs a little bit of work. Some CJ7 doors to go on this. We got new strikers for it. We got a lot of parts for it, actually. Cleaning up this roll bar, getting it powder coated, doing a liner on the inside to protect this from the elements moving forward. I think the frame actually is solid, so we'll have it stripped down to the frame. Eventually we'll get to go over all that. But let's see what else. This rocker. And then here, this will be probably the most difficult repair. We're hoping, obviously we won't know until we get down to it, but we're hoping that we just separate this seam right here, and we can get a new cowl panel that just comes right back on and spots weld to this same spot. What we don't want to do is get into a situation where we do a bunch of repairs and it would have been cheaper just to find a new tub. So we're hoping this is the most cost-effective thing to do, is just come across this seam with all the spot welds, cut them out, get this off, get a new one on, and get everything to line up. But I think for today's purposes, because I'm not really sure how this video, what is going to get released when, I don't think I can do one video documenting the whole process. It'd be like a 2-hour video. But I think for the time being, I've got to get this thing stripped down and just kind of see what we're up against, what parts we need to start ordering, what parts we already have, and then I can go from there. Like I said, I just got to wrap my head around this thing. It's been here at the shop for a couple months now. It's been in the queue just waiting, and now it's finally time. So I've got to go back over all my notes that I took from when I met with the owners, and just kind of figure out a game plan for what we're going to do. The good thing about it being a Jeep is, for the most part, once it's separated, the frame can roll outside, the body can sit outside. It's not, it's been exposed to the elements this long. It's not going to hurt anything. And we're replacing all of the wiring. So that's the only good part about it, is once I have them separated and on a cart, we can roll them in and out and do whatever work we need to do. I've thought about getting a rotisserie to put this thing on. The problem with it is it's so freaking long that I don't know if it'll fit on a standard rotisserie or not. So need to do some more research there. But I'm going to get you guys set up and document some of this tear down. And if I come across anything cool, I'll be sure to show you. All right, sit rep. Pretty much got the whole, I guess you could call, interior of the Jeep out. It just had the two seats, the top, and the windshield, which the windshield was a bugger. This one snapped. That one I had to cut off. But since this is all getting replaced anyway, once these bolts started just snapping, I said to hell with it. We'll just get rid of that whatever way we can. Because we just want to get here. The windshield frame itself was no good anyway. These are no good anyway. This is no good anyway. So whatever way we could get it off, we got it off. Roll bar is unbolted. Went ahead and braced the tub right here and across the back. I don't think it's going to flex that much when this got taken out, but just wanted to just go ahead and be precautious on that, because if it does move at all, I don't have really any reference point. So got it braced up how it was. I'm going to pull it out with my nice little seat here, give it a good blowout with the blower, and then I can take seat belts out. I can get a better assessment of any hidden damages that we have back here that I didn't know about, like this one right here. I did not see initially, so I just want to kind of take note of anything. I have a feeling there's going to be more under here. So anyway, I'm going to get this pulled out, get it blown back out, and I'll show you what I find. All right, it is actually the next day. Not really sure what we left off with yesterday, but here's where we're at. I went ahead and threw some more bracing on the tub, just so I don't have to do it later down the road, because I was going to have to do it anyway. But B, because I don't really know what I'm taking off yet. I think we're going to start with this. So we're going to get this off and get it replaced. And then when the tub comes off the body, might have to remove this to get the floors out. But at that point, I can move this brace up here or somewhere out of the way. But I definitely want to start with up here, because I know that all of the body lines and everything are straight right now. So I want to get this off, assess what's going on, and start right here for as far as the replacements go. I do have to get this dash out of the way, the wiring out of the way, And I really think I might leave everything else. I don't want to pull the column just yet if I don't have to, because I do have to move this thing around still, and it'd just be a lot easier if the column was still in it. So we'll see if I am able to get away with that or not. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep tearing this thing apart. All right, so same day here, a little later in the day. Feel like I didn't really get a lot done today, but we've got the front grill off. We've got the dash out. The wiring is out. I did end up calling the owner. Oh, the steering column. It's been fighting me for like 2 hours now. But I did end up calling the owner and just walking through everything, which he's a super cool guy, and it sounds like we're on the same page. When we started looking up parts for this thing, he gave me some floor pans. Then we started doing some of the tear down, and you start seeing stuff like this, and you just start to realize that a lot of this floor is no good. Back here, rotten. So the pans he gave me were just going to be the fronts, which are fine. But then we started pricing out, okay, well, if we do the rear and the cowl, which you have to go from here to here and do the whole thing, and that's assuming we run into no other issues other than what we know of. So when we take the body off and we look at the bottom, none of the frame mounts are rotten and have to be cut out. And that's a pretty tall task, or excuse me, a tall ask that we're not going to run into anything else. So he and I both decided, you know what, you can get a repop tub for about $4,000. We know it's going to be good metal, not rotten, and we can have that off after I do a little bit of work here and swapping over some brackets and stuff that we know we're going to need. Do the liner on the bottom of it. I can have that go over to the paint shop. It can get painted while I'm working on the chassis and the engine and the brake lines and the fuel lines and everything else that still has to get done while the body's off. So huge time saver. And we ran the numbers, and it's going to come with a new dash too, which we needed anyway. So when we were running just the ballpark numbers, best case scenario, we might come out even. And we both were like, man, it's kind of hard to argue against it. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's not going to be original metal. It's not going to be original this, original that. This is his Jeep that he wants to drive and own and keep. He doesn't plan on selling it. So it's not a stock Jeep anyway. I don't think the motor's numbers matching. I don't know. But anyway, it's not an original Jeep, and it's his Jeep at the end of the day. So if he wants to put a repop tub on it, I'm for it. At the end of the day, I'm just a wrench turner, so I'll do what he says, and it'll save, like I said, it'll save some time, and I think honestly we're gonna have a better Jeep at the end of the day. I know we'll probably have some issues with fitment, especially around here, because we're still going to run factory doors. We're still going to run, I've got a factory windshield frame we're going to run, factory hood, factory fenders. So I'm sure we'll have some tweaking, but these things were not perfect from the factory. And the amount of money that it goes into one of these to make it perfect. And then you still just have a Jeep, which is what he's going to use it for. He's going to ride trails. He's going to have tree limbs going up and down it. So I think it's the right call. It does suck that we have to wait like 8 weeks for it to come in, but I've got plenty to do here. I still have to get this off, so I'm fighting every bolt. Most of the wiring is out already. It's separated at the bulkhead, so this is all junk. Got to trace it to the back, but that's just taillights, and that's pretty much it. Body's coming off, and then I can start addressing the frame and the motor and all that stuff. So anyway, just wanted to give a little bit of an update. Yeah, it's still going to be a really exciting project. I'm kind of bummed I don't get to tackle the floor pans and the cowl panel, but it's kind of hard to argue with numbers. And like I said, we're on the same page. I'm on the owner's team, and I think he's making the right call. So, oh yeah, talking somewhere out there. I think we have another one of these tailgates over there too that we're gonna try and save. So that's another thing that's we're gonna see how well these repops line up, because we've got factory. Everything other than the tub will be factory. So, anywho, I think that's gonna be it for probably this whole video. I don't know if I'm going to do any more in this video or not. The rest of the stuff I'm doing is kind of tedious anyway. Steering column out, pedals off, battery tray out, body mount bolts out. You know what? I might film all that too. So, catch you next time. What's up, guys? A couple days have gone by since I've been back on the Jeep. Had to go do some on-site work. So, back on it. I finally got the steering column out about 5 seconds ago. So that thing fought me forever. It was just seized up down here in the knuckle. That's hot. So seized up in the knuckle just from never being taken out. So a lot of heat, a lot of juice, a little motivation here, and it came out finally. So I'm going to disconnect the brakes. Speaking of juice. And the clutch linkage. And obviously the shifters, and then I think we're going to get this body off. The owner wants to come inspect everything, so I'm going to try and get the body off the frame so we can look at the underneath and really go from there on what the next steps moving forward on the project is. So if we're going to try and fix this or if we're going to replace it. I think we're leaning towards replace, like I think I said earlier. So gonna go ahead. I've already juiced all the bolts underneath the Jeep, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the air wrench out and just hopefully not have to get a Sawzall blade out. And I'll show you guys when I get this thing separated. All right, so same day here, just a little later. Finally got this thing separated, and it fought me tooth and nail to get this thing off. Every bolt was seized up. Take the breaker bar to them, take the air hammer to them. They just spin. So I had to go pick me up one of these monster wheels of death. Holy crap, 7 inches. Just so I could get between these bushings and still have enough for the grinder head to get in there and cut those off. So got them all cut off. And yeah, got it up in the air now. So basically what I'm going to do now is get the frame out. I have a cart in here that I built. I'll put the body on the cart later after the owner comes to check it out. But yeah, that's kind of that's the new status quo right now, is 2 separate things until we can figure out what's going on. I mean, this thing, I can't imagine he's going to want to keep this frame and or this body, excuse me. I mean, once we get the blaster in here, some of this stuff is just going to get chewed up. And it's got no structural integrity right here on the rockers, just from these, whatever they're called, these boxes being so rotten. There's nothing holding it together. So I'd be shocked if he'd want to keep this body. The amount of work that would have to go into it would be pretty nuts. So gonna get the frame out of here, get the body on a cart, and yeah, that'll be it for this video. Stay tuned for part 2. No idea what we'll be doing. Maybe we'll start on the chassis restoration in part 2. But appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead and give us a follow on the socials, and we'll catch you later.